Okay, let's begin with question number 6 on this paper, please. So let's move it to a whiteboard and we shall begin. Okay, given that A, matrix A equals to 2, -3, 0, 1 like that, they say find B such that 4 times the inverse matrix of A plus B is equals to kind of like matrix A square. Okay, so we need to compute two things. So generally, when we want to find the inverse of the matrix A, so we call it the inverse of A, yeah? The formula goes like this. If A equals to A, B, C, D, then A inverse for a 2 by 2 matrix, square matrix, this would be 1 over AD minus BC. Then just switch the D and A, put a negative on the B and C. So this is the formula that they want you all to use for this part. So we can see that our A is equals to 2, -3, 0, 1. So if it helps, you can also label your small a, b, c, d like that. Or if you can read it off straight off when you want to calculate or put into the formula next, you can do so. So it's a choice. It's not necessary to list it out like that. So you must understand the steps. So sometimes you can omit them accordingly. So A inverse, in other words, should be like 1 over AD, so 2 times 1 minus BC, -3 and 0 like that. And then in the bracket, we switch the D and A. So 1 is up here now. This is 2. And this will be 3, this negative of that. This is 0, -0, just 0. So in other words, this simplifies to, so A inverse is just 1 over 2 times with 1, 3, 0, 2. Then the half you can multiply inside, but I don't want to multiply the half inside because we can do a shortcut. So when you multiply by 4, the reason of the multiplication of 4 is this final line here, because it gives something to do with 4 times the inverse. So you can just times the 4 accordingly. So meaning that 1, 3, 0, 2 like this is multiplied by 4. So from which we can see further that, so this becomes 4 times A -1. This becomes 2, then 1, 3, 0, 2. Okay, let's multiply. Half times 4 is 2. So this step, you need to multiply the 2 to each of the term. It's like a giant bracket. You can think of it like that in a matrix form. So that means this would yield the 4A -1 part as 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. Oh, okay. So we need to calculate another thing before we can use this fact. So I'm just going to put this in a box like that and call it 1. Okay, like kind of like info 1. Okay, the next one, what we need to do is we need to calculate the A square part. So I'm just going to do it up here with the space kind of thing. A square is just A times A, just like kind of like algebra also. So they call matrix in a higher level, it's under a field called linear algebra. Okay, so 2, 3, negative, so just copy the two things, the matrix. So if you can recall, how do you multiply matrices? So I'll do it in the corner here. So we take a row, like for example, the first row here, and match it up with the first column. That means the 2 here is being multiplied with the 2 here. So 2, 2 like that. And then the second term in that row is with the second term of that column. So that means -3 copy, just bracket like that. That's it. So that is the term there. So the next one would be like the first row, but second column. So first row, second column, we write beside it. So same step. The 2 there on the left, this one is paired with the first on the column, -3. And then -3 is paired with 1. Can you see that? Which is -3 paired with this one. So this is how we do matrix multiplication. So you just need to repeat it for the one at the bottom. So that means if I go for the second row, so second row I write here first column. Second row, first column is this area. Can you see that? That's why we write it there. So 0 with 2, 0 with 2 paired with second with second, 1 with 0, plus 1 bracket 0. So if you want to do a full working, that's how we can write it, because don't need to do the circling that I was doing. So second row, second column would imply the element to be written there. So that would be 0 with -3, and then 1 with second, 1 with 1 bracket 1. Okay, let's calculate the whole thing, please. So that means this means that a square is just just a manual calculation. You can either put in a calculator or calculate it manually. This is -9, and then this is looks like it's totally 0, and this is 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 1 and 2 now. Put 1 and 2, the equations 1 and 2 in the given relation. Okay, the given relation looks something like this. This part, because we want to use this to find the matrix B. So what we do is we just copy. So 4A1, that means 4A inverse plus B, sorry, the -1 looks funny. Okay, plus B equals to the A square. Just copy this from here. So this is 2604 plus B equals to, this I just copy the A square part. So 4 -901. So this brings us to our last step, which is when you have to find the matrix P, just make it as the subject of the matter. So 0, 1, this one is -2604. So when we do plus and minus in the matrix, how do we do that? We just pair the corresponding terms. That means from here to here with this symbol. That means 4 minus 2. That's how we do the first one. Then the next one, -9 with that. Same thing. So -9 with the middle symbol is minus, then 6. Okay, then it follows accordingly. So from here to here, 0 minus 0. Please remember the middle, the minus sign in this case. Okay, so that means this would be 1 with 4 and the middle is minus. So 1 minus 4. Oh, from which case we can finally deduce the answer as 4 minus 2 is 2, 0 minus 0 is 0, -9 and 6 is -15, and then this is minus 3. Yeah? Okay, and then we close the matrix nicely like that, and this would be the answer for matrix B. Thank you.